Welcome to In Conversation with MANWAR podcast. This podcast is brought to you by the Do Not Be a Bystander campaign. You can join us in raising awareness about bullying by visiting donotbeabystander.com, and be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay informed about upcoming episodes. The participants of today's podcast are Zaydan, Kazim, Zainab, Mabir.
I'm your host, MANWAR Khan. Today I'm joined by four individuals who are ready to share their thoughts and insights on the topic of bullying. They all have the same goal: stop bullying in school and in communities. These young individuals are very passionate about addressing the issue of bullying, and they are willing to empower others. That's why they are here today to talk about this. Now, I would like to introduce our participants for today's podcast. Zaidan,
Hi.
Kazim,
Hi.
Zainab,
Hi.
and Mahabir.
Hello.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. With your valuable contribution, we are ready to engage in an open and honest conversation here about bullying. Well, how we create an awareness, how we help victims, all these kind of things. I would like to mention that please feel free to share as much or as little as you are comfortable with. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes.
Excellent. Now that we have introduced our participants, let's get started with the first round of questioning. So my first question goes for Zaidan. Bullying is a serious and global issue that affects children in school all over the world.
Yeah.
Bullying can take in various forms, including physical, verbal, emotional, and cyberbullying. So my question for Zaidan is, Zaidan, can you tell us what is bullying? And can you talk about different types of bullying and the and just give some example to us?
Okay. Bullying is making fun of someone. Examples of when you do an accident and they just make fun of you. Different ways to bully are physical bullying, mental bullying, verbal bullying, and cyberbullying.
Perfect. I totally completely agree with you. So, Zaidan, when you say that uh, uh, hurting someone, bad behavior, right?
Yeah.
So, if I, for example, if I say something bad, if I'm rude to you and I'm mean to you today, just right now in this show, does that mean I'm bullying you?
No,
Why?
because bullying someone repeatedly and repeatedly. Just being with one time isn't considered bullying. That doesn't mean. And someone
Exactly.
just accidentally bully you. They didn't mean to. They meant to say something else. So just saying one mean thing to you doesn't mean that I bully.
No, I totally agree with you. This is what I wanted to hear. So it's a repeated behavior, and the purpose is to hurt someone. Very good answer. Thank you so much for that. So, uh, my next question is for Kazim. So sometimes it is difficult to determine that if the bullying is happening or not. Even sometimes kids do not tell their parents that they are being bullied. They don't feel comfortable disclosing this. So my question for Kazim is, how do you know if someone is being bullied? Because there are some signs that you can tell. Okay, he's a victim of bullying. Can you give some information to our audience about this, Kazim?
Well, one way you can tell is the physical bullying. If somebody's physically bullying you, that person may seem injured. Like, because physical bullying is when they're hurting you. So that person may be injured. But if it's mental bullying, that person may seem angry all the time, and or they may like seem always sad and unwilling to do things. Also, they could be forced to do something by a bully. So if they seem unwilling to do something, maybe they're being bullied into doing it.
Excellent. So, um, I want to add something here. Anybody wants to add anything here? So, when it comes to signs, what are the signs someone is being bullied? Somebody told me once, and that's what I'm going to tell you guys. If I see my kids coming from school every day missing their lunch, they didn't eat their lunch, their belongings are missing, pencil box missing, lunch box missing, and next day they don't want to go to school. They say, I have a headache. I don't want to go to school. I don't feel like. This could be a sign that your our kid is not telling us that they're being bullied. But these are the signs parents needs to watch out for, right?
Also,
Also, yes,
I'd
go
like
ahead.
to add that they also might be hesitant to tell you things. Like if you asked where is your lunchbox, that person may be hesitant to say it and will come up with a quick excuse as
Ex-
they're scared of the bully.
Exactly, exactly. And I have seen it. I have been working on this for several years, and I talk to some kids, and these are the with my all my research. This is what I found out that what you just said, Kazim, that they sometimes hesitant to talk about this to friends, to parents. So, from this question, only advice I want to give my four participants are that if ever these kind of things happen to you, the first you do is you talk to your parents. Generally, we say trust a trusted adult, but I am gonna tell you, you talk to your parents first. Tell them they then they will take it. They will whoever they need to talk to, teacher, a counselor, even police. Every school has a designated police officer or to deal with this kind of situation. Maybe in several schools, one officer. So they can deal with it, but please do not internalize it. That does not help at all. Thank you so much, Kazim, for your answer. So, my next question for Zainab. There could be various motives behind why someone chose to bully another person. Um, I can write a book on that to show all different kinds of motives. So my question for you, Zainab, is what do you think are the reason why someone might bully another person?
Well, some reasons are is because maybe they think it's funny and they just want to do something. They think it's funny that when someone gets hurt mentally and physically, or maybe they're jealous that someone did something that they wanted, so they force them and bully them to give that thing to them because they're jealous. And also, maybe a bully is feeling bored and they want to do something. They also think that might be fun to do, and they bully that person and they think it's okay, but it's really not.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. You actually gave me most of the thing I wanted to hear. So yes, I can see that. Mahavir, you want to add something to that?
Yeah, it can also be, and I've seen this a lot of times, that at home maybe something's going on, like their parents are fighting, like drugs, alcohol, stuff like that. And they're angry for all of it, so they take out their anger on other people.
So true. It's sometimes we call it grudge. You are very angry, you have it inside, and you just when you go to school, you find someone, you target a weakest person in your
Hmm.
mind. Maybe that person is not weak, and you vent and you say you try to bully that person. So I totally agree. Thank you so much for that input. That's a very good point, uh, Mavi. And thank you, Mavi and Zainab, for participating in that question and giving your insights. So, my next question is for Mavi. Many people react differently when they see bullying situation. Some try to intervene, some walk away from there, and some would do other things. My question for you is, what should you do if you witness someone being bullied? Who you should tell?
Well, first of all, if I see somebody being bullied, I will go up to that person and I won't like be push them back or anything. I'll say that stop. What you're doing is not right. It's not fair for the other person. And if they don't stop, then I'll probably go to a trusted adult. I'll tell a trusted adult because not all adults care. Like another kid's being bullied. It's not my problem. So tell an adult you know will can stop this, and they and tell them where it's happening and who it's happening to and who's doing it so the adult can do something about it.
Exactly. So one more thing I want anybody, sorry, before I say anything, uh, anybody wants to add anything? I think Kazim wants to say something.
Actually, I had something to add to the previous question.
Sh- And what was the question?
The question was about how why somebody may bully somebody else.
Yes, please go ahead.
So it could also be because they want to fit in or make themselves look cool to other people or scare other people into doing things. Because if they bully somebody, other people may be scared that they'll get bullied as well and then try to be better to the bully or just to fit in.
Excellent. Exactly. That's the word I was looking for actually. Sometimes we call it insecure. If you feel insecure, you might bully other person sometimes. So sorry, Zaidan, I think you want to add something.
Yeah, I want to add something to the previous question too.
Sure, go ahead.
It may be because of past experiences, maybe loss of family members, and they just want to get out of it, satisfied by themselves. Past experience, maybe they have lots of trauma before, and they just need satisfaction.
Exactly. That's why we should not judge anybody. There might be many reasons behind the scene. They are bullying someone. Doesn't matter. That is not right thing to do, right? That's why
Yeah,
we need to guide them. We need to tell them that what Mahabir just mentioned, that we need to go and tell them that, okay, you need to stop. We need to tell them. And we do not want to be a bystander, right? So there is one more thing four of you needs to know that before you do that, you always have to make sure before you intervening, is it safe for you? End of the school, nobody is at school, five kids are bullying another kid, and you are alone there. Do you really think that if you go and jump in and try to help that kid, there is a risk there? If there is a risk, you cannot intervene at that time. But that does not mean you can walk away. First thing you can do, you call an adult. Even the worst thing you can do is call 911. This is the last. Anytime anytime. It's not only about bullying, it can be for violence. If you see somebody in danger, for sure you can call 911. So if this is the situation, you have to call 911 that you cannot help. Or before going to that stage, if you can go ahead in the school and find five other kids, mobilize them and tell them, okay, let's go together and say, tell them to please stop. Bullying can be stopped by saying, okay, stop bullying, not by bullying back. So if you want to fight, I cannot fight back and stop bullying. You have to have your own strategy, and your strategy would be to educate and nicely, politely tell and strongly let them know that you are with the victim. And one more thing, Mabir, I want to add here. Um, Even in my last episode, I mentioned that this is a technique, a trick that I always used when I was at school. Become a friend of that person. When I was at school, um, I w- uh, most of the students in the class was my friend. So, and there some of my friends was a big bully. They would be bullying other kids. But when I saw that, okay, these are my friends. They are bullying. How can I? I don't feel comfortable telling them anything. So what I did, I went to the victim and became friend with that person. And then what happened? Eventually, my friend stopped bullying that guy because okay, this is Manwar's friend, which means this is our friend. So we all are friends. We cannot bully our friends. So these are the tricks you can do, and just make them feel that they are not alone. That's it. This is the most important thing. Anything else you guys want to add to this last question that I asked to Mahabir? If we don't have, with this first round question is complete now. It's time to move on the second round questions. Do you guys want any break right now? Excellent. So the first question for Zaidan: cyberbullying has become a significant problem
Yeah.
overall in schoolyard and everywhere in recent times, and this can cause many children and families. So my question is, Zaidan, can you tell us some information about cyberbullying? Can you same way give some example, and what do you think that how it can affect mental health?
Okay. The first, cyberbullying is bullying online or in-game chats. This can hurt feelings because a majority of players are young kids having fun. The older people bully them of not playing right and not doing what the game tells them to do.
Right. So how
Examples
does
examples are when someone is teamed up with each other and someone doesn't do what they're supposed to do. So they get bullied. This hurts the feeling of younger people because they don't know how to handle it. It can affect mental health and feelings.
exactly? So one of the example can be, I think Zaidan is putting something on online, right? Using those online tools. Excuse me. Putting those online tools to hurt someone. This is one of the most coward way to hurt someone. You don't wanna come in front of us, but I would rather behind the scene, behind the screen, I will bully you. So that's a shame, first of all. So, and I think Kazim wants to add something to this.
it's not just in like in-game chats. It can just be anywhere online, like on social media. You could post something and some people could be like, oh, that's so boring, why are you even posting? Or they could go on your accounts and start saying mean stuff about you. So it's not just video games.
Exactly. It's not just video games. It could be in online everywhere. I mean, using those technology, any kind of bullying. And like Zaidan mentioned, mental health. What happens? Sometimes people become sad. They're depressed. They're internalizing. They don't tell to the friends, anybody. And in that case, that affects your mental health. Thank you so much, Zaidan and Kazim, for adding your insights in that. Uh, the topic of mental health is often overlooked. It is always overlooked, but it is crucial to acknowledge that cyberbullying can have a significant impact on mental health. And we all agree that, correct? So, with this, I'm moving to the next question. So, there are many reasons why people may feel not comfortable speaking out against bullying and intervening in situation when it happens. So Kasim, my question for you is how can kids support their friends who are experiencing cyberbullying and create a positive online environment for everyone?
um when you're online, you could stay safe from other people by like you and your friends could block them or tell them stop online, or get a lot of people online and into the cause to stop that person from doing what they're doing. Like, for example, this is not online, but it on Pink Shirt Day, it was because a boy wore a pink shirt and he got bullied for it. So people who saw it, they gathered a lot of people to wear pink shirts to help that guy and stay away from the bullies. So it something could happen like that online, where you and your friends could go and collect a lot of people to tell the bullies to stop. And you can also stay safe online by not really talking to anybody you don't know. Like on social media, don't really say anything to people that you don't know.
That's what I was going to tell because that unknown people, you don't want to talk about that. If they want to talk to you, the first thing you go and talk to your parents and tell, okay, I don't know this guy. He's sending me messages here to play game
especially
or something.
especially about personal life. You shouldn't talk at all about your personal life online.
Exactly. Anything else you wanna add, Kazim?
No, thank you.
Okay. I think Zaidan wanna add something here.
Yeah. Another way you can handle it is a lots of online games have a in-game report system. You can report them to get them banned. Banned.
Mhm. So, um,
It,
uh,
and when they get banned, they will know not to bully again, or still just keep getting banned for longer and longer time until they get permanently banned.
exactly. So, for all of you, four of you, I wanna tell that even my kids play online games here. When you play online games, please make sure the friends you are playing, you know them. And if actually you are playing, your target would be to play the game. Give less focus on chatting on the game. It's up to you guys, but talk to your parents about this. That okay, I will play, but I'm gonna some. There are some strategical game you have to communicate with your friends. Okay, do this. But if you don't really have to, try to avoid that chatting. Whatever you type there, it stays online. It's recorded. Even if you say a bad word there, that stays there. It can hunt you down after 10 to 15 years later. So, whatever you write online in public, please make sure that you think twice. Right? Anything else anybody wants to add the question that I asked to Kazim? All right. So my next question is for Zainab. Victims of bullying often feel alone, isolated, and afraid. Being a friend to someone who is being bullied can make a huge difference in their life. I already gave that example, Zainab, to you guys. So, can you tell me why it is important to stand up to bullying and help those who are being bullied? Zainab.
So it's important because if you don't, then maybe bullies are gonna think that it's okay to bully even though they know it isn't. And bullying can get bigger and it's gonna continue more. And then in a situation, it might get really big and people can get really badly injured mentally and physically. So that's why you have to try, at least try to stand up for yourself and others when they're being bullied.
Exactly. It's it's it should be everyone's regular practice that if somebody needs help, you be there for them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And same goes for bullying. If you know that somebody is being bullied, um, but first thing, again, I'm going to repeat, first thing, you make sure you are safe, then try to help that person. But please, they never think this way that this is not my business. This person is not bullying me, so I don't care. No, because this can come back to us one day. And if you stand up for your friends and you also tell your friends that, okay, I'm standing up for you, I expect that you will stand up for other people too. And what happens in this case? In that case, you are empowering others. You are giving powers to other people. That, okay, yeah, I know that Zainab will stand up for me. So excellent answer. Thank you so much, Zainab. Anybody else want to add anything to the question that I asked to Zainab? All right. So with the completion of the first two round questioning, we are done. Almost. We are almost in the final segment for this group discussion. So my question is for everyone, and I'm not gonna call anybody's name here. You guys will go volunteer and say one word or two word, just a bullet points. Is what can we do as a group or community to prevent bullying? I can see Mahavir, you want to add something?
Yeah. So we can like treat the bullies nicer because most of the time when like you tell an adult they're gonna and the adult tells the bully's parents and the bully's parents are like, why did you do this, you shouldn't have done this, and it makes them feel more sad, and that will lead to him or her bullying more instead of bullying less. So maybe we should try to be softer or with the bullies, like what you did was wrong. You shouldn't have done that, and I hope you won't do it again. Stuff like that.
Such a great answer. I really liked it. Kazim,
Um, we could also like make groups of friends and be friends with everybody, because that way we can tell the bullies that no, we won't fall prey to your bullying, and that we're all friends and we'll stand up for each other, and that you cannot bully us.
wonderful. Giving the message that victim is not alone. Excellent. And Zaidan, please.
We can stop bullying as a group as community by having more awareness of bullying. More schools encouraging not to do bullying. More people convincing people that they shouldn't bully.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. I totally agree with you. Thank you so much, Zaidan, for your input here. Okay. So, and the next one is Zainab.
So maybe, like Fabio said, if you be nice to them, they might. And also, so if you be nice to the bully, they might learn from you to be nice, and they might stop bullying, and then they might become your friends, and they won't bully anymore.
Exactly. Zainab, what you just said and Mahabir just said, d- we we actually all agree. Actually, I think everyone agree that everyone deserve a chance. Before we going to the parents, maybe we wanna tell them nicely in a safer way, safer position, safer situation that please stop this. This is not right. If it
Mm-hmm.
escalate, if it goes wrong, if they want to attack us, if they want to do the bad mouthing, and then definitely you need to talk to your parents and then teacher and counselor. Sorry, you want to say something, Zainab?
And if they're mean or not, everyone deserves a chance. So just
Every
try to be nice to them, and they might be nice.
excellent. Thank you so much. Do you guys have, four of you, anything else, any comments, statements want to add to this question? I can see two, actually, couple hand raises. Okay, Kazim, you wanna add something?
Just like Mabir said, when I said that, like you should make friends with everybody so that the bullies know that, oh, I can't bully this person, they're not alone. But we also shouldn't make the bullies feel alone, because if we make them feel alone, they'll feel more desperate to bully us and make us sad too. So, like Mabir said and Zanab said, we should, even if we're gonna be friends with the victims, we should also be friends with the bullies. Don't make them feel sad, because we don't want to make them feel bullied too.
Right. I have a comments to that too, though. Can I add my comments, Kazim? What
Yeah.
you just said, I exactly understand what you said. Um, uh, in that case, what is the difference between bullying and me? Then we are same. We are actually trying to bully them too because we are trying to make them alone, right? Feel them alone.
Yeah, that's why I said that we should not try to make them feel alone. So we should try and be friends with them too.
Exactly, exactly. Sorry, if I misunderstood, but you're right. That's the, I think that's the best thing to do is make them friends.
And if
But
they're your friends, you can and make them understand why what they're doing is wrong.
exactly, if you have more friends in your side, what the message everyone get is you are stronger. You guys are stronger. That's the message we want to say. Okay, whoever is victim is, she or he is not alone. She is stronger because we all are with her. Okay, so just so you know, I'm talking not in the camera sometimes because in my bigger screen I see all of you guys here. Okay, so that's why I'm talking that way sometimes, but I'm looking at you guys there. So anything, and sorry, Zaidan, I think you want to add something.
Yeah, I just want to say, if you try to stand up for bullying and they just want to bully you back, you should just call 911 right away. That if it gets really out of hand. First, you should take some trusted adults like your teachers and parents. If they cannot stop it, try to tell some school council people and the principal. If it gets too out of hand, they want to kill people. People are getting very badly injured. That's the point where I have to call things like 911.
Definitely, if it is a physical bullying, you
Yeah,
definitely, if you witness it
yeah,
and it is not in your hand, you call 911. You don't wait for your parent, you don't wait for your teacher, you are at school alone. If you have an opportunity to call 911, call 911 and tell them that okay, this there is a kid being bullied at school physically. Okay, and if you see just one to one person arguing and trying to bully each other, you can nicely say, hey, you know what, stop it. This is not right what you're doing. That makes a difference, huge difference. Most of the times bullying stops uh, right away. Most of the times they say, This is not my thing, I said, I made it up, it's a research." They found it when you somebody intervene, it most of the time it stops, because they think that, oh my god, somebody is not in my side. I know that. Okay. And I think Mahavir, you want to add something to this too?
I think the most important thing to do is like understand why they're bullying, how they're bullying. Because, like, my class, like in my school, they're very good at that. Because, um, what you have to hear both sides of the story. Like,
Always.
most of the time, teachers would just, like, not talk with anybody, go straight to the bully, be like, "Come here," and then be like, "Why would you do this? Why would you do that? This is not that's not nice." But if you like sit them together, make them sit together and have a conversation, like maybe the bully thinks it's funny what he's doing and thinks the other kid isn't actually getting hurt. But then the kid who's getting bullied will say, "No, I'm actually getting very much hurt and I want you to stop." Maybe then they'll understand.
True. I agree, because somebody told me once that most of the problems can be resolved with a conversation. Thank you so much. Kazim.
Also, you shouldn't be scared to stand up to a bully because a lot of people are like bystanders and they see somebody being bullied, but they're scared that they'll be bullied as well. So they don't do anything about it. But if you don't do anything about it, there's a higher chance that you'll get bullied. So if you do something about it, then it's better than being a bystander who's too scared to stand up for themselves and others.
Excellent. You're right. I agree with you. And so my tips for you, anything else you guys want to add to this question? If you're not, I'm going to tell you one thing. Always think about that bystander piece. This, you are not going to stand and watch what is happening here. This is not a movie. Somebody is being actually hurt and bullied. So you need to take a stand. How you can do it? There is so many ways, and the easiest way is mobilize people, make friends, and even become the friend of that person who is the victim. If you have 5 friends and if you then become a friend of that victim, do you really think I will go and bully that person? I know that I know that Zainab, Zaidan, Kazim, and Mabir, they all are friends with that person. I'm not gonna bully that guy anymore. So I really like talking to you guys today. This is the end of the question. Almost we are almost at the end. I have a home assignment for you. You don't have to write anything, but this is a favor I will be asking. Next time when you go to school, can you do me a favor? Can you take 5 minutes, only 5 minutes, not more than that, not less than that, and talk to one of your closest friends, whoever you feel comfortable, and just talk about bullying. That's it. And tell them these two things, that you know that bullying is not right, even though that person is not a victim, but tell them that bullying is not right. And just so you know, as a friend, I will be always there with you. If you ever being bullied, I will stand up for you. And I expect the same from you. Not only for me, you stand up for other people too. Do you guys agree?
Yes. And that
So can
way,
you do that?
and that way, like the person, even if he's getting bullied, he'll feel a little braver that people are standing with me. I have a chance of like making this bully go away.
Exactly. Exactly. So this is an home assignment for everyone. uh, next time, next day, do not forget. Next day you go to school, find a person. You don't have to tell me who did you talk to, but please have that conversation, 5 minute conversation at lunchtime or anything. Just
Okay.
tell them that I will be there for you, and you do the same for other people too. Because whatever you learned here today, just have that conversation, 5 minutes and done. Anything else do you want to add?
Nope.
So we have come to the end to the podcast, and I would like to thank our participants today, Zaidan, Kazim, Zainab, and Mahabir. So thank you so much for listening to our today's podcast. Before we wrap up, I would like to remind our listeners that there are several resources available to help individuals dealing with bullying. The government of Alberta has bullying helpline, which is ready to provide support and advice who are experiencing bullying. And that phone number is 1-888-456-2323. I'm going to say the number again, 1-888-456-2323. Bullying is unacceptable under any circumstances. It impacts not only the victim, but also the entire community. It is our joint responsibility to take a stand against bullying and not to be a bystander. Thank you for joining in conversation with Manwar Khan, and we will see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.